Hi learners, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll do the part 6 of the same topic, that is the quadratic equation. We'll see here, find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 630. So here they have said the two consecutive positive integers. So let us consider the positive integers like x and x plus 1. And whose square is the sum of square is 630. So the sum of the squares means if this is square of this one as well as the square of this one will be, because that is a sum, you are going to add it, that is 630. So here this will be x square. If we expand this is in the form of a plus b whole bracket square, that should be a square plus 2ab plus b square. So this a square means this x square plus 2ab means 2 into x into 1, that will be 2x. And this is b square means 1 square, that will be 1. So this is going to be 2x square, 2x as it is, and this 1. So this 2x square, 2x plus 1, if you bring this on this side, that is going to be minus 613 is equal to 0. 2x square plus 2x, this will be minus 613 plus 1, that will be minus 612 is equal to 0. So now you can see from this 3, we can take 2 common. So we'll take 2 common. So this will be divided by 2, this also by 2, this also by 2. So it should be x square plus x minus 306 is equal to 0. So now we'll take the factors of this one. This is the first term, middle term, and the last term. So here is 1. So 306, when you take the factors of this one, we have to see that the middle term, this is 1. So we have to adjust the factors in such a way that we get 1. So you just see the factors and see. So you get 18 and 17. We can do it because plus 18 minus 17 is going to be 1. So only x means there is 1 over here. So that will be plus 18x minus 17x minus 306 is equal to 0. So now there are 4 terms in it. So what are we going to do? We are going to group it. So this, from this 2x is common. What remains in the bracket is x plus 18. This whatever after 2 terms, whatever the sign is, we'll keep as it is. From here, the common is going to be 17. So 17 into x plus 18 is equal to 0. So now here what you can see here, whenever in this quadratic there's one, both the brackets should be the same. If you don't get this, the second one the same, that means you have done some mistake. You have to check with it. So this both should be the same. So now here x plus 18, you are just going to write it only once. Now x minus 17 in the other bracket is equal to 0. So that means this is equal to 0 or this will be equal to 0. So that will be x plus 18 is equal to 0 and x minus 17 is equal to 0. So when you take this x on one side, that will be x is going to be minus 18 or x is going to be 17. So the two consecutive numbers are that we can say. So we know the consecutive numbers are x and x plus 1. So here x means we will take 17, we will ignore the negative 1. And x plus 1 means 17 plus 1, that will be 17 and 18. Altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base. And if the hypotenuse is 13 centimeter, you have to find the other two sides. So this diagram is roughly drawn. So you know, because they have said the right triangle. So this is a right triangle. So they said this is the altitude. Altitude means this the height of it. And this is the base of it, and this is the hypotenuse. Why this is the hypotenuse? Because this is 90 degree. Whenever this is a right angle means this is going to be 90 degree. The side opposite to the 90 degree is going to be the hypotenuse. So this hypotenuse is given as 13. So this 13 we can write over here. So now we don't know the base. So what we can say, let the base of the right triangle be x. So the altitude, what did they say? That is 7 centimeter less than its base. So it will be x minus 7. So this is very important step. So now what are you going to do? We are going to find out this actual sides by the Pythagoras theorem. So here Pythagoras theorem. So here will be hypotenuse square. This is the hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus the altitude square, or we can also call as the height square. So we already have this 113 square. Base is, we have considered that as x square plus x minus 7 square. So this will be 13 into 13, 169 x square. When you expand this one, this is in the form of a minus b whole bracket square. That should be a square minus 2ab plus b square. So this is here a square minus 2ab plus b square. You can just check here. This is a and this is b. Here 169 as it is. when you add this one, that is going to be 2x square minus 14x plus 49. So now what will you do? This will make it a quadratic equation. So 2x square minus 14x plus 49 is as it is, and if this goes here, that is going to be minus 116 and is equal to 0. That is what is written here. So now 2x square minus 14x minus 169 plus 49, that will be minus 120. So now what will you do here? We can see here, you can divide it by 2. So what do you get here? This will be x square minus 7x minus 60 is equal to 0. So now we will take the factors of it because this is a quadratic equation. This is 1 and 60. So we'll take the factors of 60 in such a way, this middle term, we have to get it to minus 7. So the factors are 12 and 5. You can just take the factors and see. And factors means, you know, factorization method. You have to always start with the low number. So here you will get 12 and 5. So 12 means we want here minus 7. So minus 12 plus 5 is going to be minus 7. So minus 60 is equal to 0. So now we will group it. So from the first group, you can see x is common. Remains in the bracket is x minus 12. So because x square minus 12x. This after two terms, whatever the sign is, you will keep as it is. From this one, you can see the 5 is common. Remains in the bracket is x minus 12. So this we will write it only once. Outside the bracket x plus 5, this we are going to write in the next bracket is equal to 0. So this is going to be 0 or this is going to be 0. So x minus 12 is equal to 0 or x plus 5 is equal to 0. So here x is going to be 12. Here x is going to be minus 5. So now what we can see, this will be, of course, the side is now not going to be negative. So we are going to consider the positive one. So base is x, we are considered as the base, that is 12, and altitude is x minus 7. So that will be 12 minus 7, that is going to be 5. So that is, the unit is given as centimeter because the hypotenuse, this unit also is given in centimeter. So this is the answer. A cottage industry produces a certain number of photo articles in a day. It was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article in rupees was 3 more than twice the number of articles for on that day. If the total cost of production on that day was 90, find the number of articles produced and the cost of each article. Now you have to go after reading this one because that is a long statement. So you have to break it up. So first, what will you do? Because they want to find the total number of articles that we and the cost. So we can consider that the number of articles produced on that day be X. And the cost of production of each article is going to be what? Here they said, it was observed that the cost of the production of an article was 3 more than twice the number of articles. Just look at this one. 3 more than twice of the articles. So we have considered the articles as X. So twice of that is going to be 2x, and 3 more means you are going to write here 2x plus 3. Twice x plus 3 more means plus 3. So this is an important step. So now we are going to do, you are going to multiply, and that total cost is given as 90. So what will you do? This x, number of articles, into the cost, that is 90. So now you will expand this one, that will be 2x square plus 3x is 90. So 2x square plus 3x, this will go here, that will go minus 90 is equal to 0. So now again, what will you do? Here you will take the 2 into 90, that will be 180. You will take the factors of 180, and you have to see that when you take the two numbers, that it should be plus 3. So you will just take the factors. I'll just show you here. This will go with 15. This one will be again 5 and here 5. So it should be 15, and this will be 6 and 6 2s are 12. So because 15 12s is 180. But then again, what you can see, 15 and 12. So we want plus 3. So here we'll put plus and here we'll put minus because we can get here plus 3. So it will be plus 15x minus, because this is split into this 2. So that is going to be plus 15x minus 2x. So now we are going to group it. So first group, what we can see is x is common. They maintain the bracket is x plus 15. Whatever the sign after this two terms, that minus will be same here. Here we can see 6 is common. So that will be 2x plus 15 is equal to 0. So both the brackets same. So you are going to write it only once. This will be in the other bracket. So this is going to be 0. This is going to be 0. So that is written here. So 2x will be minus, when it goes here, that will be minus 15. So x will be minus 15 by 2. And this x is going to be 6. But the number of this cannot be negative. So number of articles produced is 6. So now we got the number of articles because that we are considered as x is 6. And cost, again they have asked for the cost. So cost we have considered as 2x plus 3. So we'll put in place of this x, we'll put this 6 what we got, because the number of articles is 6, because this x is 6. So it should be 12 plus 3, that is going to be rupees 15. Find the dimensions of a rectangle whose perimeter is 28 meter and whose area is 40 square meters. So now, because it is a rectangle, you know the perimeter of rectangle means twice length plus width. So now the perimeter is given as 28. So below this we'll write here 28 is twice length plus width. So now what will you go do here? 28. Actually this is multiplication. If we take on this side, it is going to get divided here. This is length plus width. So this is going to be 14 meter is equal to length plus width. So now what we can do here, because we don't know the length and we don't know the width of it. So we can take here. So 14, this length, we can take it on this side. So that is going to be minus L is equal to W. So now we'll go first. Let us keep this as it is. We have this area is given as 40. So area of rectangle, that is length into width. So 40 is going to be length into width. So 40 will be in place of this length will keep as it is. In place of the width, we got here 14 minus L. So let us put here 14 minus L. Why? Because here when we do this one, we'll get one variable. That is, if we get length, we can find out the breadth later. So now look at here, this will be, we have to expand this 114L minus this L square. So now we can bring this in the form of you can see this is L square, this is L, and this is the constant one. So we can bring this in the form of the quadratic equation. So minus L square, if we bring it on this side, that is going to be plus that L square. And this is actually plus that we come here. That is going to be minus 14L, and this is already on the left hand side, is equal to 0. Now again we are going to take the factors of it, that will be 40. You have to arrange in such a way, this is the middle term, that you get it to minus 14. So here when you can take the factors and you can check, that will be, you will get 10 and 4 in it. So that will be minus 10 minus 4, that is going to be minus 14. So from this one we can group it, so that will be L into N minus 10. This sign as it is. From this one 4 should be common, L minus 10. Both the brackets same, so it should be written 1. Then here the other bracket is equal to 0. So this should be equal to 0, or this should be equal to 0. If you take here, it should be L is equal to 10. And here if you take, this is going to be 4. So now suppose now these both are positive. So now you can consider if L is equal to 10, then what is W that we have considered? That is the V, that is 14 minus L. That will be 14 minus this, in place of L you will write 10, that is the length. So you get 4 meter. And then if you take this one L as 4, then W is going to be, again you will put in this one, that will be in place of L, that you will put here as 4. So that is going to be 10 meter. So what will get the dimensions of the rectangle? Length is what? We got the two lengths, that is the different one, 10 and 4. So length is 10 meter. So what was the width over here? So this was 4, because we have considered this, when we consider this as 10, we got this as 4, the width as 4. So we can write it here. Or what was the second one? When the length was 4, the width we got as 10. So this we have to write. So two trains leave a railway station at the same time. The first train travels towards west and second towards north. The first train travels 5 km per hour faster than the second train. If after 2 hours they are 50 km apart, find the average speed of each train. So we can consider, we want the speed. So let the speed of the train, second train first we can say, because what did they say, why we are going to consider the second train? Because they said the first train travels 5 km faster than the second train. So we should consider this as x. So we know that the first train we can make it to, it is faster, means it should be x plus 5. So this step is very important. First the second comes and then the first. So this we have to consider as x, and the first train will be x plus 5. So now we can see, now they said the first train traveled towards west and second train travels towards north. So now here, and after 2 hours they are 50 km apart. Now see here, this is x, because this is the north side and this is the west one. So this is x plus 5, and this will be in the form of a triangle. So now this, the distance is given as because they are apart from here to here. This is 50 kilometer. Hope this is clear with the rough diagram. So now if this is clear, you can do this one with the help of the Pythagoras theorem. So now you know this is the distance, 50 kilometers. So we can write here, you know that is the hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus the height or the altitude, both is the same. So your hypotenuse is here, this 50, that is this distance square is equal to, so distance traveled by the first train square, this is with the, and the distance traveled by the second train, and you have to take the square of it. So now you know that distance, this is given as 50, so 50 square is going to be, so now here what you are going to do, they have said, if after 2 hours, this is the important, they are 50 kilometer apart, so this thing train travels for this one 2 hours. So now here you have to consider, you are not just going to take x plus 5 whole bracket square, but 2 into x plus 5, and this whole, the square is going to be out of this one. So you don't have to write here, just if you write here like this, the answer is going to be wrong. So see that, so I have put the 2 brackets over here, the round bracket and the square bracket. And here again, this is not just x square, because you will just write it x square, because it is how we are going to consider after this 2 hours. So you have to put here as well as 2. So now this will be, when you take the square of this 50 into 50, that will be 2500. And now let us expand this one first, 2x plus 10, and then you will take a whole bracket square. So don't rush, because here there are possibilities of getting an error. And this will be, again for this one, you were done in exponents, that this will be square of 2 means 4, as well as this one will be the square of this one x square. Otherwise don't write it 2x square, which also is wrong. So you have to square this as well as this one, so that will be 4x square. So this will be 2500, and when this is in the form of a plus b whole bracket square, that is going to be a square plus 2ab plus b square. So you will take, this is a and this is b, so that will be 4x square plus 40x plus 100, and this will be 4x square. So 2500 will be, now see here, this and this we can add it, like terms together, that will be 8x square. This is 40x, this is 100. So now this is in the form of a quadratic equation, but let us rearrange it. 8x square plus 40x will be as it is, this plus 10 also as it is, this will go this side, that is going to be minus 2500 is equal to 0. So this is the same, this is going to be minus 2400 is equal to 0. So now what we can do here is, we can simplify this with the 8. This goes with 8. So this is going to be x square, this will be 5x, and this is going to be 300. So now we will take the factors of it, of this is 1, so this will be, we'll take the factors of 300 and we'll split this middle term. So this should be 5. So plus 20, after getting these factors, you can just have a look, taking the factors, you can take it and just see, in that we can make it to plus 20 and minus 15. So that is going to be plus 5. Minus 300, this as it is equal to 0. Now we have to group it. So from the first one, x is common, this will be x plus 20, the same sign over here. From the second group, 15 is common, x plus 20 remains in the bracket. Now this both the same, that will be x plus 20, x minus 15 is equal to 0. This is going to be 0, or this is going to be 0. So now x is going to be minus 20, or this x is going to be 15. So this cannot be, the speed cannot be negative, so we have to ignore this one. So x will be 15. So now what we have considered x as the, but here what they have asked, find the average speed of each train. So now we can write here, x is 15. So this one, the speed of first train, that will be, first train we have considered x plus 5, and the second one we have just considered as x. So be careful with this one. This is for the second we had considered x, and this is for the first we had considered x plus 5, because that was 5 kilometer faster. So this will be, in place of this x, we will put 15 plus 5, that will be 20 kilometer per hour. Speed is always that we have to write the unit kilometer per hour, and speed of second train, that is x, that is 15 kilometer per hour. In a class of 60 students, each boy contributed rupees equal to the number of girls, and each girl contributed rupees equal to the number of boys. If the total money then collected was rupees 1600, how many boys were there in the class? So total number of students is given as 60. So let number of boys in the class be x, and the number of girls will be, because total number are 60, that will be 60 minus x. These two things should be clear. So now what will you do here? Both of them they are equal. They have contributed equal to the number of girls, and each girl has contributed equal to the number of boys. So what we can write, this step is an important step. X into this one, for this is for boys as well as girls. X into 60 minus x plus x into 60 minus x, you have to write it 2 times, is equal to 1600. So be careful with this step. So now you have 60x minus x square plus 60x minus x square. This is 1600. So now you can see these both are this minus 1 means minus 2x square. Then this will be plus 120x, and this will come here, that will be minus 1600 is equal to 0. So now see, in quadratic equation always this first should be positive. If it is negative, you have to make it to positive. Now suppose we are making this to positive, this minus becomes plus, so this will be 2x square. So when you change this sign, you have to change the sign throughout. So this will be minus and this is going to be plus. Be careful with this step as well. So now this will be minus 120x and this will be plus 1600 is equal to 0. Now we can divide this by 2. So that will be 800. So you will be minus 60x plus 800 is equal to 0. So now what will you do? Again, you are going to take the factors of 800. So split the middle term. So after doing that, after taking the factors, you can check with taking the factors. I have already done it. So that will be minus 40x minus 60x. So minus 40 minus 20 is going to be minus 60 plus 800 is equal to 0. So then again we are going to group it. X into x minus 40. This the same sign. From this we can take 20. X minus 40 is equal to 0. So this should be taken once. This will be going in the other bracket. So this will be equal to 0. This is going to be 0. So x minus 40 is equal to 0. X minus 20 is equal to 0. So when you take this one here, x will be 40 or here will be 20. So number of boys in the class can be either 40 or 20. They have asked how many boys are there in the class. A motorboat heads upstream a distance of 24 km in the river whose current is running at 3 km per hour. The trip up and back takes 6 hours. Assuming that the motorboat maintained a constant speed, what was its speed in still water? So this will be we have to consider that this upstream and the downstream. So whenever there is upstream means here this is given as is running at this as 3 km per hour. So we can consider this as x minus 3 km per hour. And downstream means you have to consider x plus 3 km per hour. So speed is distance by time. So here what will you do now? Now speed is distance by time. So here we know this is the speed that is given as, here the distance is given as 24 km. So now that is speed is equal to distance by time. So here will be speed, you will write as speed is equal to distance by time. So we have given the distance here is given as 24 and the speed is given as the speed is given as here x minus 3. We can consider for the upstream, and this we want the time. So what will be time? Time when we take this side, so 24 will be as it is, and this will go in the denominator, that will be x minus 3. So that is here. Same for this is for the downstream. So when you are going to when you add this both of them, so what do you get? The trip up and back takes 6 hours. So that is taking 6 hours. So this is the important equation. So now what will you do? You will take the LCM of it. You can see here x minus 3 and here x plus 3. So you need here extra x plus 3. We can put it here because of the space. And here we can put x minus 3. So that is the LCM. So since this is here, you can also put here x in the numerator. You have to put the same. Here again in the numerator, you have to put x minus 3. So same thing is written here, 24 into x plus 3 plus 24 into x minus 3. These things are written here. So this can be written here because of the short of this one. I have written over here. Both is the same because it is multiplication. And the denominator, the LCM is x minus 3, x plus 3. And this is 6. So now what will you do? You are going to expand this 24x plus 72 plus 24x minus 72 is equal divided by, when you take here, this is in the form of a minus b and this is a plus b because both are the same. So a minus b and a plus b, that is going to be a square minus b square. This is one formula what you have to remember. So that will be A square means this is A and this is B. So that will be x square minus B square means that will be 3 square. That is going to be 9, but there should be minus 10 in between, is equal to 6. So now this plus 72 minus 72 gets cancelled. When you add this, that will be 48x. And this will go here. So that will be 6 multiplied by x square minus 9. So 48x will be, this will get expand 6x square minus 54. Now again, this we can bring it in the quadratic equation because there is x square, there is x, and there is a constant term. So x square and 54 are on its place. If this goes here, that will be minus 48. But that I have arranged this because I want in the middle, that should be x. So, but this is going to be here, that is going to be minus 48x. Hope this part is clear. So now what we can do, we can also write here 6 common and do it, or you can just do it separately. Both is the same. So 6 is common, I have taken here. So what remains here, x square minus this 48x minus 54, that is equal to 0. So this will be, so this, if it goes on the other side, 0 divided by 6 is going to be 0, because this multiplication goes on the other side, will get divided. So this is going to be 0. So that 6 is gone. So now we will take the factors of it. So this will be 9. Factors of this one, 9, we can just split the middle term. So minus 9 into 1. So now minus 9 plus 1, that is going to be minus 8. So minus 9, and here we usually don't write 1. So this is whenever x means that is 1. And the other things are going to be the same. When the first we will write common as x and remains in the bracket x minus 9. This the same. Here is going to be 1 and x minus 9 is equal to 0. So this will be x minus 9 and this is going to be x plus 1 is equal to 0. X plus 9 is going to be 0 and x plus 1 is going to be 0. So here x is going to be 9, here x is going to be minus 1. So here what happened here? Speed cannot be negative. So x is going to be 9 kilometer per hour. So speed is 9 kilometer per hour. Two water taps together can fill a tank in 9 integers 3 by 8 hours. The tap of larger diameter takes 10 hours less than the smaller one to fill the tank separately. Find a time in which each tap can separately fill the tank. So let the time taken by the smaller tap to fill the tank be, because there are the smaller tap and the larger tap, be x. The time taken by the larger tap to fill the tank will be how much? Because it takes, the tap of larger diameter takes 10 hours less. So it will be x minus 10. So be careful with this sentence one. That will be 10 hours less than the smaller one. So volume of filling the tank, smaller tap will be, so when you take the volume of it, that should be 1 by x, because this is the smaller one. And the larger one is going to be 1 by x minus 10. So now here what will you do when you add this 1 by x and 1 by x minus 10, that is what is given, that will be 1 by, now this is given as 9 integers 3 by 8. So 9 integers 3 by 8, so when you make it to improper, so that will be 8 9 is 72, 72 plus 3, that is going to be 75, 75 divided by 8. So that will be 1 divided by 75 by 8. So now let us take the LCM of this one. So here will be this x and x minus 10, because when we solve this one, here you need extra x minus 10, and here you need just x, because here you need x, here also should be x, here also should be x minus 10 in the numerator. So here x minus 10 into 1, that is going to be x minus 10, and this will be plus x, and the denominator is x into x minus 10. And for this part, what we can do here for this one, so the 1 divided by 75 by 8, 1 divided by, so this is the numerator and this is the denominator. So the numerator stays as it is, the denominator gets flip over. So that will be 8 by 75. So be careful with this one also. So now this is going to be what? When you add this, that is going to be 2x minus 10. And this is going to be x square minus 10x is equal to 8 by 75. So now look at here, 75, when you cross multiply 75 into 2x minus 10, that will be 8 into x square minus 10x. So this should be 150x minus 750, that will be 8x square minus 80x. So now again, this is in the form of the quadratic equation. You can see x square, x, and then the constant one. So this will be, this is already on this side. If you take here, this will be minus 150 x, and this, when you take this here, that is going to be 750 is equal to 0. So now we will take this, then when we'll, because these are the common ones, so the like terms, so that will be minus 150 minus 80 is going to be minus 230x, and this 750 as it is equal to 0. So from this one we can see that we can take 2 common from this and this one. So what remains in the bracket is this part is equal to 0. So now this will be, when you solve this one is equal to 0 means this goes there, this 2 goes on the other side, to 0 divided by 2 is going to be 0. So that 2 is gone. So only this remains. So now see, this actually, we can do this because it's a big number, and many times we don't get it with the help of the factorization method. So we can do this with the quadratic formula. So this is the formula. So this is A, this is along with the sign, this is B, and this is C. So this is important. A is equal to 4, B is equal to minus 15, 115, and C is equal to 375. So x is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this into this is going to be 115. This will be here minus 115 square minus here 4. This a will be 4, and this is going to be 375 divided by this 2, and here this will be 4. So this will be 115 plus or minus. When you multiply this into this, that is going to be 13225, and this whole part is going to be minus 6000, and this will be 8. So here will be 115 plus or minus here 13225 minus 6000, that is going to be 7225 divided by 8. So here 115 plus or minus, this is a perfect root, you can check it. So I'll tell you how to do this one, because see here, now this is a big number. If you're not using your calculator, you can directly find out. If you don't use your calculator, without using a calculator, how to find out whether it's a perfect square. So this will be, we'll start with 50 because it's a big number. 50 square is going to be 2500. 60 square is going to be 3600. 70 square is going to be, because the squares of 5, 6, 7. So you have to just put you have 2 zeros over there. That will be 4900. 80 square is going to be 6400, and 90 square is going to be 8100. But this number lies in between 6400 and 8100. So we have to consider 80. So now 80 is there. Okay. So now you will look at the ones place digit, or that is also called as the units place. So 80, where do we get 5? Here we get is just in 5. So now let us take 85 into 85. You can multiply and see. So that will be 425. This will be 64, and this will be 68. That will be 7225. Can you see here? So this 85 will be a square root of 7225 will be 85. So divided by 8. So now what will you do? X will be, you will take this once plus sign, and once you are going to take this minus sign and solve this one. So you can just have a look at it and you can simplify it. So x is 25 and x is 15 by 4. So x cannot be 15 by 4. So x is going to be 25 here, because they have given, what did they ask here? Find the time in which each tap can separately fill one. So here time taken by the smaller tap will be 25 hours, that is considered as x, and time taken for the larger tap, that is x minus 10, that will be 25 minus 10, that will be 15 hours. If a polygon of n sides has 1 by 2 n minus 3 diagonals, how many sides are there in the polygon with 65 diagonals? And then we have to also see that is there a diagonal with 50 diagonals? Is there a polygon with 50 diagonals? So this is the equation given. So this is the diagonals, we can say, that is the 1 by 2 n into n minus 3, and that this is given if there are with 65 diagonals. So in this place we will write here 65, and the rest all the same. So this is all multiplication. So now this 2 we can take it on this side, so that will go in the numerator, because it is changing the side. That will be 65 into 2 will be here, this one. So what will you do? 130 is equal to n square minus 3n. So now this again is it in the form of a quadratic equation, because n square n 1, this is the constant one. So n square minus 3n, if this goes here, that is going to be minus 130 is equal to 0. So now we will take the factors of this 131 into 130. That will be 130, and we have to, this is the middle term. So we have to see that if we get minus 3n. So you can just check and see, that will be minus 13 and plus 10. So that is going to be minus 3. So we can write here n square. This will be split up, minus 13n plus 10n minus 130 as it is equal to 0. So this we can group it now. n into n minus 3, 13, sorry, and this will be plus as it is. From this one, we can take 10 common. 10 into n minus 13 is equal to 0. So this will take n minus 13, and this will be n plus 10 is equal to 0. So this is going to be 0. This is going to be 0. So n will be 13, or n is going to be minus 10. So this number of sides cannot be negative. So we have to consider n as 13. So now they are asked, is there a polygon with 50 diagonals? So now again, if you are considering the same equation, this is equal to 50. So what will you get? N into n minus 13, that will, this 2 will go there, that is going to be 50 into 2, that will be 100. So now this will be n square minus 3n is equal to 100. So n square minus 3n is equal to 100. This comes here, n square minus 3n minus 100 is equal to 0. So now see here, this we cannot do it with the factorization one. So we'll take this, we'll do the quadratic formula. So here, this is 1. So a is 1. This b is minus 3 and c is minus 100. So we'll write here n is equal to minus b. This is the formula. Then minus b, because this is minus and this minus becomes plus. So that will be 3 plus or minus. In place of b, put minus 3 square. This is the same. A is 1. C is minus 100. 2, a is 1. So this is the same. This is going to be 9. Minus minus becomes plus. That will be, this will be 400. Divide by 2. So n is what? 3 plus or minus. This we get root of 409 divided by 2. So actually this 409, the root is not an integer. So there is no solution form, we can say. So there is no polygon with exactly 50 diagonals. In a PT display, 480 students are arranged in rows and columns. If there are 4 more students in each row than the number of rows, find the number of students in each row. So now let the number of rows be, we can consider as R. And number of students in each row we'll consider as X. So we can make it, what did they say? 480 students are arranged in rows and columns. If there are 4 more students in each row than the number of rows. So we can say S will be, there are additional are 4 more students. So we can make it to R plus 4 because number of R, this is R. So students will be R plus 4 because 4 more students in each row. Also total number of students that is given, what is that is 480. So we can write here R into S, that is going to be 480. So R, and in the place of S, what we can write here? R plus 4, that is 480. This is the important step we have to see. That is Rs is equal to 480. So R into R plus 4, that is be 480. So this will be R square plus 4R, that is be 480. So if you bring this on this side, because this will be the quadratic equation, that will be minus 480 is equal to 0. Now we will take the factors of 480 because this 1 into 480 will be, and this is the middle term. So that will be plus 24 minus 20. After taking the factors, minus 480 is equal to 0. We will group it. So R into R plus 24, this will be the same. Here is 20. 20 into R plus 24 is equal to 0. So R plus 24, R minus 20 is equal to 0. So here will be R plus 24 is equal to 0 and R minus 20 is equal to 0. So R will be minus 24 or R is going to be 20. So since the number of students cannot be negative, we will consider this R as 20. So this will be R will be 20. So as we know, that is R plus 4. So that will be 20 plus 4, that will be 24. So we can say number of students in each row is 24. So by this one, we have completed today's work. Do like and subscribe to my channel so you get the notification of other parts. Thank you.